You're welcome to the class today on advanced South designs. Just like you can see on the cutting table, we want to achieve this South design, color blogging South design. As you can see this is for the male. It has 4 colors or 3 colors. It has 3 colors. It has, as you can see, just like at so this is for the male. We're doing the one for the female. It can be used as couples combo. Yes, so that's what we're doing. This is for the male. So this is the front panel, and you can see the back panel just like so. So what are our measurement parameters today? For the chest or the bust, we're going to be using 38 inches. The shoulder is 16.5 inches. The sleeve is 9 inches. The bicep or round sleeve is 11.5 inches. The neckline, the neck measurement is 17 inches. The tummy is 36 inches. While the shirt length is 32 inches. And lastly, the hips is 43 inches. So what's going to determine the extent of our fold right now is the largest part of the measurement, which is our hips. That is 43 inches. Divided by 4 will give us 10 3/4, just like so. As you can see, it has been indicated 10 3/4. So we add 1 inch for slim fitting. That made it 11 3/4. Then we'll also add what? We'll add 2 inches for our seam allowance. We add 2 inches at seam allowance, just like so. So with this, we now get our shirt length. Our shirt length from the origin, the shirt length is 32 inches, just like so, plus ½ inch for joining on the shoulder. We have it just like so. Then you add your 2 inches for turning in. With this, we can actually cut out right now. We are cutting on this brown paper to achieve the color blogging. So sorry I did not mention it before. We have to cut on this brown paper, or you can cut on your calico or whatever pattern you want to use to achieve the color blogging. If not, you are going to be wasting lots and lots of fabric. So this is our front panel. This is our front panel, just like so. So right now, this is our back panel on fold. We'll place the front panel on it this way and achieve our shoulder slants. We'll achieve our shoulder slants. That will be 3 inches. 3 inches shoulder slants. We cut out the back panel, shaping out the excesses before we really go to our normal shaping. So right now, you get your 3 inches for the shoulder flap, the back panel falling to the front panel, just like so. You get your 3 inches to the hem line of the back panel. Remember, the back panel usually falls to the front by 3 inches. So that's what we've achieved. So you place down the back panel just like so, such that you have the back panel right now from the origin falling to the front. So right now for our neckline, which is 17, we're going to achieve 9 inches on the front panel and 8 inches on the back panel. To achieve that, you're going to use 2.5 inches width, just like so, by 3 inches depth. Then from that edge you notch the back neckline just like so, in a slightly slant manner. So right now, as you're doing a check around the neckline, remember you make 1/4 inch allowance for the joining on the shoulder of the front neckline this way. Then once you check from there, you're going to see you have 4.5 inches. This 4.5 inches is going to give you 9 inches for the front neckline. Then the back neckline as well, you have 1/4 inch for seam allowance. Then from there you do a glance check, and you'll be having 4 inches for the back neckline, which 8 plus 9 gives us 17 inches neckline. So that's how to arrive at the neckline. So right now we get to our shoulder. Our shoulder is 16.5. that is giving us 8.25, just like so. So you chalk it, then you add 3/4 inch just like so for seam allowance, and from there you get the 8.25 of the shoulder vertically to get your chest line just like so, and you get the midpoint of this to be 1.25. Why you're getting this is to know the armhole curve, how it's going to curve inside. That's the midpoint. So on that midpoint you will go in by 3/4 inch. That is the allowance, just like so. This is what will form the extent of your curve of the armhole. So you get your chest measurements from this armhole line, just like so. Remember, the chest is 38 divided by 4, which gave us 9.5. 9.5, just like so. Then we had 1 inch seam allowance, as in for slim, 1 inch seam allowance. Then we still add 2 inches extra because of all these joinings we'll be making. We add 1 inch extra for all these other joinings. So right now we shape out our armhole. Get the angle 90. Then you get your chest line just like so, and you curve out your armhole just like so. That 3/4 inch allowance by which you went in, it's helping you know how the armhole curve will go. So you get your tummy measurements. The tummy is 17 inches, just like so. So you rule out that tummy line and take the tummy measurements on that tummy line. So the tummy is 36 inches divided by 4 is giving us 9 inches, just like so. Chalk it out. We add the 1 inch for seam allowance, and we add the 1 inch for joining, as in all this color blocking and the rest. So you get your hips line. The hips line we're using is 24 inches, just like so. You rule it out and take your hips measurements on that line. It's just as easy as A and B and C at Setro Fashion School. The hips measurement is 43 divided by 3, 10 3/4, just like so. You add the 1 inch for seam allowance and the other 1 inch for the color blocking joining, just like so. Color blocking joining. So from this hips line, you give 1 inch allowance, just like so, vertically, then horizontally, and you take it this way. Then you connect just like so for the slits, for the side slits, and you connect the lines just like so, just like so. So with this right now, you shape out. With this right now, you shape out just like so. We're doing everything on this brown paper because it's this brown paper we're going to use to achieve, it's the pattern for achieving our design today, because of the color blocking effects, I mean. So right now we have our pattern this way. So remember, the color blocking effect is on the front panel, so we are going to be achieving the color blocking just like so on the front panel right now. Right now we want to create our pattern just like you have it on our design. We create out this yellow pattern. We start from the left side, just away from the armhole, 5 inches away from the armhole, just like so. So we come to our pattern, yes, to the left. We are creating 5 inches away from the armhole. You can achieve this design anyhow you want it. There are no hard and fast. You could just, if someone that created this pattern, I just want it this way, you could create it in another way. Just, there are no hard and fast rules. So with this right now, we curve out the space for the yellow fabric. So we curve out the space for the yellow fabric just like so. Even this one is going to be more spacious. The yellow fabric will be more pronounced on this feminine than the male. So from the neck area, we'll curve out the position here just like so for the blue fabric. So we do that on our pattern just like so. For the last one, as we can see on this, so away from the armhole, we see 6 or 7 inches. We're seeing 6 inches from away from the armhole, so we'll make it 7 inches because of joining allowance away from the armhole. So just like so. So we curve out the position for the other fabric. So we use this to cut out the fabric. Remember that the yellow is the one being prominent. This is a feminine south and the feminine wants it to be, the yellow to be more prominent. That one was a male. So we just place the patterns. You see how we'll continue just like so right now. Okay, right now we have our pattern. So we cut out this pattern. Having our yellow fabric this way, this is the wrong side of the yellow fabric, and this is the pattern for the yellow fabric. This is the right side, so we place this right side of the pattern on the wrong side of the fabric. So important. If you do it the other way, you will not achieve it. You place the wrong side of this pattern on the right side of the fabric, you pin it down, then we draw it and leave half inch allowance by the sides so that we'll be able to achieve our design. So we pin down just like so. Half inch allowance just like so. We leave half inch allowance, having our fabric and the pattern together this way, having pinned them down. So we give half inch allowance just like so, round it so as to give allowance for the joining of the different fabrics together. The half inch allowance will just be on all these positions, on all the positions where we'll be joining one fabric, one color of fabric to the other. So in places whereby we're not joining any fabric to the other, we're not going to be giving any allowance. But any junction at any position whereby we'll be joining one color of fabric to another, we are going to be creating that half inch allowance, same allowance. Right now we cut out we are not joining any fabric, so we did not add any allowance, so we just cut as normal. That was what I was trying to explain. Right now this is the royal blue fabric, the wrong side. So the wrong side will be facing the right side of the royal blue pattern this way. The wrong side of the fabric will be facing the right side just this way. So we will repeat what we did to the yellow fabric just like so, and to the rest. So it's just same way. So you just repeat everything. You pin down just like so, pin down just like so. Then on all the points whereby you'll be joining one fabric to the other fabric, you create half inch allowance, then cut out just like so. So we now go to the sewing machine. Navy blue for the back panel, I mean to say. So we place our back panel on it. Right now, having our front panel cut out this way, different fabric, we'll now go to the sewing machine and stitch them together. Yeah. So right now, stitching the wrong sides together this way, we have it just like so. You'll be holding the upper one to face the lower fabric. Wrong side facing each other. This is the wrong side right now. right side facing each other. Yes, start stitching. So having our front panel this way, we now go to the cutting table and slim fit to the normal size. Right now, before we fit to size, we are going to open line. We're going to open up this joinings and what, stitch them down with the iron, stay them down with the iron, and apply stay to it so that such that it stays down properly. I'm going to open them up just like so with the aid of the iron, then we apply stay to it such that it's glued to the fabric. Trim off all excesses such that doesn't have any hooking effect. Then we'll now use stay to stay down. You just use your patterns. This is our stay. You just use your normal pattern that we've been using to cut the front panel for each fabric to cut out like ½ inch or 1 inch stay shape to cover the cuttings on the fabric, just like that, to stay it down. And you glue it to the main fabric, that's the revert side, just like so, so as to cover up that joining. Okay, by the time you're through with applying your stay on the back, on the wrong side of the front panel, you have it this way. So this is the right side of the front panel right now, so we want to slim it to the normal size, just like so. So you fold into two, then we'll now cross check our measurement parameters, just like so. So you locate your center line, just like so, with the end of the iron this way. We are placing the back panel this way, then we'll place the front panel on it to get our normal measurements so that there will be no excess or any other thing around it. So right now we start by achieving our shoulder correctly. The shoulder is 16.5, that's 8.25. 8.25, just like so. You add your normal 3/4 inch seam allowance, just like so, and you cut off this excess. Right now the chest measurement is 38 divided by 4, which gave us 9.5, just like so. So we add our normal 1 inch seam allowance now. Then on the tummy is 17 inches, that's for the tummy line. 17 inches for the tummy line. Then we get our tummy measurement, which is 36 divided by 4, which is going to give us 9. Then we had our normal 1 inch seam allowance, just like so. Then we go to the hips line. The hips line is 24 inches, just like so. And the hips is 43 divided by 4, it's giving us 10 3/4, just like so. 10 3/4. Then we add a normal 1 inch seam allowance and we shape out just like so. Use your 1 inch for the open slit allowance, just like so, and you cut off the excesses just like so. Right now you get the normal top length, 32.5 inches, then 2 inches for turning in, just like so, and we'll cut off the excess. Right now we stitch together as usual, the front panel, the back panel, our sleeve, and we're good to go. Yeah, right now cutting our sleeve, fold this way, then you fold again, so right now we'll create from the origin 3/4 inch for joining allowance, just like so. Then we'll get the sleeve length, which is 9 inches, just like so, and we get 3 inches for turning in, just like so. Then from the origin we'll get the sleeve cap to be 4 inches, just like so. Then you achieve your sleeve curve on 9 inches width. So you create 2 inches just to do the slanted S curve. So you curve just like so. This is the actual length of the sleeve, then this is the turning point. And you turn in. The round sleeve is 11.5, just like so. That will give us 5.25. Then you add 3/4 inch for seam allowance. Cutting our back facing right now, just like so. Cutting our back facing just like so. And 7.5 inches. Then we'll add 1 inch for turning in. So we are cutting out the diagonal piping, bias piping for the round neckline of the front panel, which is 9 inches. So your diagonal piping should be more than 9 inches, just like so, just like so. So we'll just cut out right now. Apply your hemming gun to the bias binding, just like so, and turn on 1/2 inch. So we fold into 2, just like so. the bias binding. To cut out edge stay for the back facing neckline. Folding the 1-inch allowance for turning in on the back facing after applying the edge stay. Hemming stay for the front neckline of the fabric. So this is the front neckline. Folding the sleeve by 1.5 inch to apply hemming gum. Right now, applying our bias binding to the front neckline, just like so. I'm coming. We have our front neckline this way.